So now we are in stage 4, which is debugging and evaluating. And we've decided to add more levels to our game. So the first thing we need to do is make the levels. So we're going to go back to our backdrops and our backdrop tab up there. And we can see we've already got level 1. So we're going to add a new one by choosing paint down from the bottom. I'm going to call this level 2. Now you can design this outside of Scratch on your bit of paper. I'm going to very quickly just draw a maze now, which is going to be slightly easier, just to give you the idea of what you can do. There we go. That is going to be my level 2. Okay, now on here, I obviously need a finishing point. Now this time, my finishing point is going to be pink. I'm going to choose a different colour, purely because I don't want it to get mixed up with the finishing point of level 1. So I'm going to choose a different colour. It's going to be pink this time. I don't want an outline. And I'm going to do a circle down here this time. So this is not my finishing point for this maze, for level 2. Okay, now that I've got this, I can go back to my Explorer and go to my Code tab. And there is a few things I need to change. So, first of all, let's have a think logically. When I click the green flag to start off the game, what do I actually want to happen? Well, all this movement code here is fine. That can stay, because when I click the green flag, even though it'll go to level 1, this is going to stay right the way through the game. It's going to carry on right the way through level 2, level 3, however many levels you want. So I can leave the green flag on the top of that one. Okay, let's have a look over here. Now, when I click the green flag, switch to level 1 and initialize my times, yep, that can all stay as it is because that's what's going to happen first. And this is going to stay as it is because this is the lives, and this will run throughout the whole thing. It'll switch to game over if I touch the fire and my lives run out. This bit of code down here is going to set the timer. Now this we might want to change when the green flag is clicked, because we might want a different time depending on which maze we are doing. So this maze, for example, we might want to reduce the time to 20 seconds to complete it. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to detach our bit of code from the green flag. And we're going to get rid of that green flag starter. And instead of that, we're going to go to our events tab and we're going to put in when the backdrop switches to level 1. So this is what happens on level 1. You get 30 seconds to complete it. And it's still got the lives. When the lives reduce to 0, switch to game over. Okay. And this one as well is not going to be when the green flag is clicked. We're going to change this one to when the backdrop switches to level 1. And instead down here, if touching colour gold, switch backdrop to you win. We don't want to switch it to you win. We now want to switch it to level 2. We don't want to hide our Explorer. We don't want to stop the other scripts in this sprite. And we don't want to broadcast you win just yet. So we're going to take those bits of code out and just leave them there for now, because we will need them when we've completed level 2. So we'll just leave them there. Okay, now Now that we've switched to backdrop to level 2, we need to get a new starting position for our character. Now he's now going to start up here. So I'm going to simply drag my character up to the very top, making sure he's not touching these black lines. And now I can go to my motion tab, and you'll notice that the go to has put the correct coordinates of where he is now into the go to block. So I can now drag that down to underneath, switch backdrop to level 2. Also, I want him to point in the right direction. So I'm going to use the point in direction, and this time he's going to be pointing to the right. Okay, so if I... Did you know you can double click on any of these blocks and it will actually affect the game? That's called direct drive. So if I double click on point in direction 90, there we go. It's made my sprite point in the right direction. So he's off. Excellent. Okay. Now I need my level 2 criteria and bit of code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate these 2 bits of code here when backdrop switches to level 1, when backdrop switches to level 2. First of all, I'm going to create a bit of space. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm just going to move this little bit of code to the side. And I'll do this one first. So right click on when backdrop switches to level 1, duplicate, bring it down here, and I'm going to turn this to level 2. Now this time in level 2, I want, when he touches the black, I want him to go back to this same spot here. So I'm going to get rid of that X and Y coordinate and put in this X and Y coordinate, which is starting position. So all I need to do, I could just go in there and copy those numbers. So we've got minus 201 and the Y is positive 139. So whenever he touches black, he's going to go back to up here. Now it's not going to be gold this time that he needs to touch to win. It's going to be pink. So if I touch on the gold and use the dropper and click on the pink, there we go. And now I can switch my backdrop to you win. I can get rid of those 2 blocks of code and I can put back in the ones that I took out for the end of the game. Okay. Now the only problem here is... Oh, I can do, let's do this bit first as well. So I'm going to do my timer. So I'm going to duplicate when the backdrop switches to level 1, stick it down underneath, keep it all nice and neat. And I can change this to level 2. And to make it a bit harder, right at the top of this, I could set my timer. So let's set the timer. Here we go, using my variables tab. I'm going to use the set block. Set time to 20 now, and then down here I'm going to set time to 20 as well. So that means at the start of level 2 the timer will be 20. There it goes. And it will start counting down from 20 instead. There we are. Brilliant.